Hi friends, happy Memorial Day weekend. I hope everyone is finding some way to take a deep breath out and find some space and find something to enjoy with your family, with friends, whatever that may look for you. I know that now things are changing. Lots of different states and areas have different rules on the home quarantine and all of that, and I just hope that everyone stays safe, stays healthy, and finds ways to bring a little joy into their days. So these videos are a little bit different. These are my garden tour videos. This is our first one, and they're really mostly for me. They'll be on a separate tab on the videos YouTube channel. But I love following Roots and Refuge Farm, and she does these garden tours, and she recommends, taking videos and pictures of your garden to see how it grows and what's happening, and that our memories aren't so great, and that it's really helpful to have pictures to see the change and get to relive it and enjoy it on the days that there's a lot of rain or something really bad happens. So I really loved that idea and decided that I would start that on my own as well, for my own records and also for some accountability. I'm going to take you on some tours of where we're starting with our gardens, and a lot of it I don't remember what I did, and I've been not super great about taking notes or writing down what I put in, especially bulbs. So using these videos for my own accounting. And I hope that if you do tune in and watch these videos that it inspires you to have a little green thumb as well and kind of take some of the scariness, unknownness, overwhelming of getting started gardening and knowing that you don't need to be an expert. I am certainly not. So you're going to watch me make all kinds of mistakes and how to have fun with it and to learn and to just stick in it. So that's the intro, and I'll post up one every Sunday-ish, depending on how long the videos take to load on our slow country internet out here, but I'm excited. So let's get started. We are hanging out in our back kind of courtyard area. It's a kind of interesting L between like the back of our house and garage. It gets full sun back here pretty much all day long. There's no shade for it. So long-term plans are to make kind of like a little pergola with some viney growing stuff. But for now, I'm gonna flip around. Can I flip the camera? I don't. Not seeing an option to flip around the camera. Technology. Alright, so I will just stand up and do it this way. So we've got a long, narrow bed planted along the edge of our garage. And I'm pretty sad about this bed right now. A few weeks ago planted like almost, I want to say like 50 bulbs in here, really going for like a English cottagey style garden, and a very hungry animal came along and ate almost all of them. So I'm super bummed about that. There are a few things coming up. We'll get kind of close and we can see, that one's kind of hard to see. Let's see. Here. Hi, Trevor. Yeah, so we've got these few bulbs coming up. And this is part of the note taking that I didn't do. I don't remember what those are offhand. So I'm hoping that when they come up a little bit and bloom, that it's kind of very clear. I will probably be asking in the comment section for people to chime in on what these plants are. But those are really the only ones that are coming up, except for our hosta plant that was here and I didn't get transplanted yet. Planning to put that along our other garden wall here in a little bit. But Yes. You'll notice, you'll see, kind of hard to miss. I have grass clippings here on as mulch. Um, it's not the best practice, but it is a free practice. And that's kind of one of the challenges that I'm giving to myself for this year is can I, hello bug, garden sustainably and affordably. And right now, affordably with the current situation of our life is like, how close to free can I get? So all the soil that we've gotten has been from a local farmer who we're working. I work down there during the week with our son Liam, and we're bartering some work hours for the soil. So that is technically free. We're not exchanging money, and well worth it with a few hours of workout on their farm. And compost we got from a local farm, organic, that because of COVID-19 decided to support the community by offering their bulk compost for free. You can come and haul out as much as you like. So we went twice and got some really awesome organic compost for free and have used that to kind of fertilize and provide some nutrition for our soil. I highly, highly, highly recommend checking out your Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or local co-op for free or barter relationships types of stuff for goods, especially if you're just starting out and you're not sure. The soil is super important and it can get really, really pricey really, really fast if you're doing any type of raised gardens or extensive gardening. So look on Marketplace, Craigslist, local farm stores for people offering, and especially during this time, there's so many farmers who are really rising up and not only feeding us foods that they grow, but supporting us in learning how to grow our own food. So check out those resources, and I'm excited, hoping that other things will bloom here in this bed as we go along. So we'll head along. This wall back here runs along the house, and our plan is to put a very similar style 2.5 foot bed along this border, because you can see it's difficult for us to cut the grass, and I'm really wanting to move towards less machinery on our property. The loud noise can be really startling for Liam, our son, and I know that I don't really enjoy the loud noises all the time. Our neighbors have teenagers with motocross, and so they've got all the loud noise that we need. And then this bed is very similar. It was already established when we came, and the plants that we have here are actually just from the spiritual center that I attend. They were planning to do some renovations and expansions. It was going to take over the garden they had, so they asked if anybody would take plants, and I said yes. So I am actually not sure what most of these are, and I'm waiting for them to bloom, and people tell me I just kind of took them from Unity and plopped them in the ground, and then hoping to extend that same bed up along the wall again, so we don't need to mow close up to the house along that way. Then coming out to our front yard area, we have a really small fenced in area right now. The sun is great. Super excited this week. We are expanding that out here all the way to the edge. I suppose we could pop over here. When we moved in last year, we had like no notice, and we have lots of big dogs, and we needed a fence. We put something up like really fast, and yeah, it served its purpose, but now we are so ready to expand and have more room for the dogs to roam and our son to play outside. So we are having the fence come all the way out here, and then we have got some lilac bushes. You can hardly see through the tall grass. And our plan is to really just run those lilac bushes all the way along and start to build them up as a privacy and also a really beautiful scent, and bring some color in. We've got a lot of beautiful big trees, lots of green stuff, really get some color out here. And then out of our play area, yard area, we have our potager, our kitchen garden. And I love, potager is French for kitchen garden, and I learned that from the Elliott homestead, Shay Elliott, who I love. And one of the things that I really enjoy about that style is that it is a kitchen garden. So it's meant to be useful, it's meant to grow the things that you actually eat, to be close to your kitchen, so you pop in and pop out as you need stuff, but also it brings beauty. It's very, the French style of living where it's not just utilitarian and rows, but there's beauty. So we're really looking forward to adding in some seeding and some climbing roses and some vertical gardening and all kinds of fun projects to really make it a pleasurable place to be. So let's start at the far end of the garden, and this is our unofficial right now compost pile. It's underneath a pine tree. Elliot Coleman's work says that's a great place to have a compost bin, and I don't quite remember why he said that. I actually need to look that up, because next week I'm hoping that we'll have a really fun update. The farm that we got our soil from also has some old musty hay bales that they aren't able to feed their horses, and so we're going to be using those hay bales to build up a compost bin, a 2-stall compost bin, also from Elliot Coleman's work. And I will find out, or hopefully next week, just be able to show you what that looks like and how it works, and have my random pile of yard trimmings and food waste contained and actually decomposing in a way that doesn't just have a pile in our yard. So, and after our compost pile, we've got 7 raised garden beds out here in our kitchen garden. They are 3 feet by 10 feet long. We have them filled with grass clippings, twigs, mulch and things like that on the bottom, the cleaned fill dirt from our neighbor's farm, and then the organic compost, all layered in. And then on final top we put the grass, our glass clippings. This worked really well for us this year right now because we didn't cut our grass. Yesterday was the first time we cut our grass all year, so our grass was almost a foot tall all over the yard, and in some places a lot more than a foot tall. So it makes it a really great, almost like hay-like substance that really we're hoping will hold in the moisture. This garden also gets direct sun all day long, 10 hours almost. Like today was almost 12 hours of sun, it feels like. It's still so sunny out and it's almost after 8. One of the reasons that they don't recommend doing grass clippings is because whatever, if there's, we have a ton of dandelion, so weeds and things like that, the seeds of it are held within the grass, and then it can become a full-time job to weed. And obviously within your garden beds, you don't want the weeds taking over where you want your food to be growing. We decided to go ahead with the yard trippings as our mulch for right now, for a couple reasons. One, the free, affordable reason. 2, the accessibility, and we don't want to waste it. We're going to be taking the rest of the yard trimmings and putting them into our compost, and then really trying to just use what we have and not go out when we don't need to be going out, and not bringing things in that when we have something that we already could use. So we're going to give it a try, see how the weeds work. I'm really, really hopeful with the amount of sun that our gardens get. It just feels like we give them a really good soaking in the morning, and by the evening we come out and all of our plants are wilted and they just don't look great, and they're not growing, they're not thriving. So we're hoping we put this on today after mowing yesterday, that this will hold in the moisture and help our plants thrive a little bit better. So we don't have much planted right now that I can show you, but we do have some, just maybe turn around, tomato plants. Figuring out the hardest time figuring out where this camera is. Let's see, there's a tomato plant, and we've got 3 of them going, and then we have some peppers, real tiny little peppers, jalapenos there, and then down here we've got our zucchini squash. There's the little guy, and a few more squashes planted, and that is about it for that bed right now. And then we have one bed of established strawberry plants here, and they are doing really great. They are loving this heat. No strawberries, Strapper. They are loving this heat. There are so many blossoms coming out. Let's see if we can come in and see these beautiful strawberry blossoms. And yes, Liam loves berries. So trying to grow as many of those as we can this year. Let's see. And in our final bed here, we've got some zucchini. Let's see. Trapper, no garden bed. Go on. Out of the bed. I will pet you outside of the bed. Let's see. Shoop. There's our zucchini. Maybe a little bit. We will definitely work on the camera work for next week's. Have some lavender, have some sage and rosemary and thyme. And then we've got over here our berry bushes, raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries. And then we have a flowering rose tree. And yeah, that's about it. This area back here, I tried to make into a succulent garden, rock garden kind of a place last year. Varying levels of success and failure on that. And this year we're deciding we're going to be putting in that fence, and we're going to extend it all the way along the stone wall and up over here and fence in this whole section, so that way I can have the kitchen door open there and Liam can be out and about and in and out as he likes to be from the garden if I'm cooking or working on something, and don't want to be constantly in and out checking on him because the road we live on is has turned out to be kind of a busy country road, fast drivers and all of that, and so it wasn't safe for Liam to be out here. So I really look forward to having the peace of mind to have it safely fenced in. And then we're going to take this area that we had the succulent garden last year and put it in a mud kitchen for Liam. And we're looking for some recycled metal roofing, or we put the word out to our neighbors and farmers if anybody's got some salvage material that they're wanting to get rid of or could use a new home and fresh life. And so we're looking forward to that. It's going to be connected. That's where our water supply is, right there as well, so we'll be able to hook up and make a watering area for Liam so he can make plenty of mud and just have a great time and have it a little bit shaded and provide protection for him so he can just be out and loving life. So yeah, that is our tour so far. Thanks for joining in with me. Thanks for sticking through the shot and camera work. And maybe someday I'll learn technology, or maybe we'll just keep plodding along as we are. And as I wrap up this video, I want to share one of the things that, and I'm completely blanking on her name, who is the creative passion behind Roots and Refuge Farm. But she shares on her videos often that the most important part of the garden is the gardener. And so to make it a place that you enjoy being, make it a place that is a place that fulfills you. That's a peaceful place, someplace where you get to find enjoyment and space away from this crazy world. So I would encourage everybody to get off the Pinterest boards and the Instagram feeds and the gardening how-tos and just get dirty. Get out there, get your hands in the dirt, see what it feels like. Be curious, be creative, look at what you already have, look at what you enjoy eating, look at what brings you happiness, and just start. Even if it's just a simple container garden in your kitchen, on a sunny windowsill, and grow some herbs if that feels good to you, if that feels the right amount of newness, new things, or just listen to your own self. I think so much there's this incredible tool that we have of the internet on which you're watching this video, but we can get lost in the sea of information and forget that we have been gifted with intuition as well, and that our intuition is there to guide us and nurture us and provide strength in the midst of chaos, and that we cultivate our intuition through the simple acts, the daily mundane tasks that we do, whether that's the garden or cooking for our family or doing the cleaning and washing up of. Doing those things in the way that speaks most fully to our truest self allows us to strengthen our alignment with our own self, so that when we are challenged and we're faced with difficult decisions, we are answering those calls from a strong foundation. And that's what I find here in my garden, and I hope that you can find a place where you find that practice as well. So I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful week, and we will see you next week.